Thesis is what is very important in the life of a student, whether he is from BA background, B Arch background, or M Arch background, because thesis shows the essential capability of skills and the quality of work which is associated with that program. So this is the culmination of your education before you get your degree and go out. So all the essential characteristics of the studies that you have performed during the last 4 years, if it is BDES, or last 2 years if it is MArch, or maybe 5 years of BArch, everything need to be culminated and reflected in thesis. This is the most important aspect. I'm going to share some slides with you. Why some slides? I would be sharing about 17 slides with you on how to go about doing thesis. So without wasting time, let us go with screen sharing. And of course, at the end, I'm going to show to you a very structured way of how to go about uh, doing design thesis. So I'm not really going to give you any examples here, because if I give examples, then the examples need to be either appropriate to BDES or appropriate to MArch. So it should be a general lecture, and some important aspects can be taken from this to see that your design thesis improves. So with this background, let us go ahead with how to start design thesis. Most important thing is that one need to be very expressive when it comes to thesis. And what is expressiveness? First phase of learning is acquiring skills, and you need to get them at the earliest. Whatever skills that you have studied, either in BDES or MArch, all those skills need to be reflected when you are doing your thesis. Most important thing is the graphic language, because I would be insisting on this particular aspect again and again in my presentation, because graphic language is the most important one for those who are into creative branch like BDES or MArch, where your creative skills come out. Your creative skills are shown to others, and actually you convey your thoughts through the language of graphic. And that's why this language has got to be uh, acquired as quickly as possible. If anyone wishes to feel that, well, uh, I'm not very good in graphic or expressiveness in my sketching, it's better if you train yourself and come to a level where you can talk to other person in the language of graphics. Remember, conveying your idea in a way others would understand. This is the foundation of our profession. So whatever idea do you have, the other person should be able to understand very clearly. And that is what is required when I say be expressive. And another thing is the soft skills. Soft skills need to be acquired as quickly as possible. In fact, in architecture, indirectly you're taught soft skills because you're asked to give seminars. You're asked to be in front of the jury. You are asked to be in front of the group of students. And then you need to talk on certain aspects, you need to talk on explaining your design. So this is one way of acquiring soft skills. Another way of how you modulate your speech. And then there are so many other things. I'm not really going into the details of it, but the soft skills, other than the academics, is extremely important for you to be expressive. Genuineness in expression is always critical. If you have done an original work, if you have got a powerful idea, and if you have taken steps in going ahead in a very systematic way, and if you're sure about it, then you are confident in front of the jury, in front of your teacher. And even if sometimes, if your teacher or if the jury, the examiner, would like to ask you some odd questions, would like to confuse you, you will not get confused. You will take head on with the jury. You will take head on with your teacher. Sometimes you might get angry because the genuineness comes from within, and that prompts your angriness. So the teacher will always take it in a sportive manner. But then that genuineness, feeling of genuineness has to come out of you. And it should be very clear to the teacher or the jury. What are the attributes of future architects? Because you're going to be either future architects or future designers. Important for you to understand the art of connecting what one wish to do with what is identified need of the society. Remember, whatever independent work that you're doing, and independent work is thesis, whatever independent work you're doing, you have to see that there is a relevance with the societal needs. There is a relevance with the societal expectations. And from that point of view, you need to orient your thesis. Well, designers are trained to be self-centered, looking at own needs. And that is to be promoted. Have a strong ownership with what you do or wish to design. So whatever is your idea, you should have a very strong ownership. And another very important thing is that it's not just the ownership, but you have to be very confident that yes, my idea, my design would work. And I have taken care from all possible angles, the technicality of it and the artistic attributes to it. All those things are going to be an appeal to the people. And from that point of view, you have to have that confidence, and the confidence will give you a sense of strong ownership. Developing attitude of glancing through media is very important. Whenever anybody would like to go for a thesis, the first thing for relating it with the social concern is to have your connection with media. And what is that connection with media? Either it could be a TV. I would advise you to watch one TV news of 10 minutes every day, and also read through one newspaper every day. If you do that for about a month or so, I'm sure you're going to come out with at least 2 or 3 topics. I'm going to give you an example of that. Just see, this is the kind of news that comes. 322 new eco-tourism sites by 2020, 2022. So Forest Department has come out with this particular idea. So you can imagine 320 eco-tourism sites means what? Means 320 ideas for design. Similarly, this is another example, a multi-modal hub, work to begin next month. So if somebody would like to go for an architectural design or urban intervention kind of design project, then this is the project that is coming up. Somebody can take up that. I'm just giving you an example. It could be an example near Chennai. So think about that. And then I came across one news in Hindi in a newspaper, says that there are 4 lakh crore rupees sanctioned for 100 new airports. Can you imagine? 100 new airports when there are already 4 important airports in India at metropolitan cities, and so many other airports at the second tier cities in India. So where are these 100 airports coming up? These 100 airports will certainly come up at the district levels. And if you all students must be belonging to some district, no, your hometown must be located in some district. So a clever student will immediately think about, oh, I am coming from this town and this is my district. Can I find out whether my district is getting an airport or not in future? And there are ways and means. No, you can go to collector's office, you can talk to them, find out if they have got information. And if you, okay, so we were talking about this Elon Musk. He has established a company, SpaceX, and he is thinking of taking commercial flights into the space. And he says that he is going to take on his maiden flight all creative people. And you just see what he has mentioned there: photographers, musicians, film directors, fashion designers, and architects. And they are all taken out into the space. They are going to have that kind of flight, that kind of experience to them, and let these creative people come back to Earth and unleash their creative ideas in doing something wonderful for the people on Earth. That is what he thinks about. So I'm just trying to give you idea about how the people think and how should be your thinking when you are thinking about doing thesis. And finally, developing a connect with social relevance. So finally, you have to have your thesis topic connected with the needs of the society. You cannot imagine that I would like to do this. No, one of my students said he would like to design a marine park. I asked him why. He said, no, I like it. No, designers don't design because they like. Designers design for the requirement of the society, not because of their own personal needs. Remember this thing in mind, and then I think you should be perfectly okay. So build up a stand-alone perception. Remember, you are all alone in this world. Although you may feel that there are a lot of people in your class, and then you all form a nice group. But finally, in the profession, you are all alone. And architecture study necessitates that one's self-developed skills and acquired knowledge is evaluated through independent project work before leaving portals of the alma mater. And it is true for MArch, it is true for BDES. Also, as I have told you right at the beginning, that whatever you have studied in your earlier years, all that need to be applied to do a wonderful thesis. Commit to your plan of work. Avoid late submission. All creative people are always late. Remember, they mess up with time frame. But being a technical person as well as being an artistic person, either at MArch level or BDES level, you have to have a balance between the two and see that you commit yourself to time, which is so very important. And make sure most of what is studied gets reflected in the thesis project, as I have told you earlier. That whatever you have studied in the 4 years time or 5 years time or 2 years time for a March should get properly reflected into your thesis. That is your first requirement of doing thesis. Joining together in the first year, as I have told you, you are standalone. And parting ways after final year, one needs to be stand alone. Finally, you are all alone in this world and you have to build up yourself. And with that idea in mind, if you look at thesis, I think it's you and your topic. Only a guide is given to you by the School of Architecture or College of Architecture or the university. So the guide will only look at whether you are doing appropriately or not, you are on the right track or not. Whereas all your skills and knowledge that you have gained earlier has to be put into the thesis by you only. So Most important thing is developed skills and acquired knowledge. These two things are the most important one. Please keep them in mind. Look back and see if you have properly developed the skills that have been taught to you in your first year and second year, and whether you have acquired enough knowledge of your discipline. If not, read a lot of general books. There are a lot of general books available on design, a lot of general books. Story books are available on architectural design. You need to find out those things, read them. Either it could be a casual reading or it could be a serious reading. But then expand the boundaries of your knowledge. That is so very important when you want to do thesis. Relating to societal need is very important. So as I've told you, one of my students said, I want to design a marine park, and there was no need of marine park, because he said that, well, in India, there is no marine park. So there could be only two things. Either India does not need marine park, or there is a need, but marine park is not there. But that's a remote possibility. So if there is a need, there would be an idea always floating. So it's left to you as a student. When you say, I want this, I want that, kindly relate that to what they are interested in, the public, society, or in academics, it is teacher. You can discuss with your teacher. And the overlapping of your thoughts with the thoughts of the society is what is called relevance. That is where the relevance is. And that relevance becomes a focus of your entire thesis. Remember, if there is no relevance, you don't get that kick to do the thesis. You don't get that interest to do the thesis. And then it would be just a ritual to submit something, that because the school is asking you to submit something. And then that is not going to be a wholehearted work. Remember that. Perfecting language, as I have told you, I am again and again going to tell you about the graphic language, which is so very important. It is like your mother tongue. If you're very good in Tamil, it must have taken 12, 15 years for you to learn that language and master that language, right? So similar thing happens with graphic language. You need to have a consistent practice to develop that and create a vocabulary of your own, so that you are going to express in whichever way you wish through graphic language, and the other person understand. Remember, one very important thing is that graphic language is an international language. So tomorrow, if you travel to Germany and if you don't know German language, still you can talk in graphic language with your German colleague and he will understand you. So it is time to express thoughts in regional or English language for third-party validation. So in addition to graphic language, yes, you should know either the regional language or English language, whatever it is, or both, for third-party validation. What is third-party validation? When you are going to defend your thesis, you are going to explain what you have done. And that explanation is through your regional or English language. And the other person should get complete idea about the thesis and how the relevance of the thesis is with societal needs. And that will be explained by you in a in the language which is not a graphic language, because graphic language is on the drawing sheets which you have actually put up for your thesis, and you are going to explain that. But then the explanation has got to be in words. And when the jury says, it's wonderful, you have explained it nicely, it is called third party validation, which becomes very important. So in addition to being perfect in graphic language, you also need to be perfect in your language which you put to others. A huge thrust to self-reliance makes you unstoppable in your efforts to jumpstart the professional career. So you have to be self-reliant. in your speaking, in your graphic skills, and in your other skills that you have developed through your studies, so that there is no problem for you to start the professional career. You start with a jump straight away, and you are going to be different than the others. Remember this. So this is very important. I will give you an example. One of my student who had done excellent design in the final year, and she had produced about more than say 40 sheets which no other student has produced, and all the sheets were uh, excellent in layout, in the design, in everything, in concept. And practice practicing people, they had come and they had gone through the whole design, and we had given a limit of say uh, 20 minutes for every student. And when the 20 minutes were over, I rang the bell for the examiners. That is what we do in our thesis jury. And the examiner stopped me. He said, look, she is talking sense for the last 20 years. And as long as she is talking sense, we are going to listen to her, even if it is more than 20 minutes. So her jury went on for an hour, not just 20 minutes. And they were highly satisfied with whatever she had put up as graphic skills and whatever she was speaking as the language skill. And they were so happy that one of them, who was a very high profile person in Bangalore, offered the job then and there. He told her that after completing your thesis, please come to Bangalore and join my office. I am giving you right away an opportunity to work in my office. That is called jump start. You don't have to wait for others. The others will grab you if you're perfect in your thesis. So keep it in mind, after finishing with a good thesis work and completing architecture education or design education, the whole world is open for you to try out things differently. Yeah, I have seen some of them, they have completed architectural studies or design studies, but once they try to settle in life, they settle in a different field altogether. It's possible. So even that is open, because what happens, the design education will train your brain. Your brain has got two parts, right? The left part and the right part. And one part is highly creative and the other part is highly technical. And design education will sharpen both sides of your brain. So as a human being, you are absolutely perfect in creativity, you are absolutely perfect in calculations. Such a person is in high demand in society. Whether you are an architect or whether you are a designer or whether you are an interior designer, it does not mean anything to the society. So with this kind of ability that a human being has, you can settle down in any other field. One of my student, after doing architecture, now he is designing motorbikes. And you know where is he? He's a lead designer for Harley Davidson in USA. And all these latest models that you see, Harley Davidson, are all designed by him. So it all depends upon how you try, how you would like to settle down in life. The School of Architecture will give you enough skills and enough knowledge for you to go ahead. Now, jump starting in the profession is left to you, how you would like to do it. But then, as I have told you, you need to be creative, you need to be expressive in sketching, and something like this has to happen. So, whenever you have an idea, you need to put your idea onto the paper. It cannot be in your brain, but it has to be on your paper and in such a way that the other person understands what you have in mind. So what should be the commitments from your side as the student who would like to complete your thesis? Using language and visuals with perfection. Prefer simple, direct expression of ideas. You need not to have very complicated words which the other person will not understand. Very simple, straightforward words, like what the medical doctors do. No, there could be very complicated name for an ailment. You might have gone to the doctor and you might be saying that I have a headache. And after checking, after testing, the doctor has concluded in his mind that you have some ailment which is called in the field of medicine something very different. That word, if the doctor tells you, you will not understand anything because medical vocabulary is very different. If you have a stomach ache and if you go to the doctor and the doctor finally does some tests on you and finds out that you have a cancer, for example, the doctor will try to reveal to you that, yeah, you have a cancer, but you don't worry, you take this treatment, you should be all right because it is in the initial stage. But if the doctor has to tell another doctor what this patient has, he will tell that this person has lymphosarcoma of the intestine. You may not understand anything as a patient, but the other doctor understands what the first doctor means. And that's why architecture or design discipline, they have their own vocabularies and you have to be very expressive in that. Satisfy the audience need for information. Audience is what is the client. Audience is who is the teacher and audience is who is the jury. So what they expect from you as a student to be done in the final year thesis, you have to put that in final year thesis. Hold yourself responsible for how well your audience understands your message, which is so very important. So this should be your commitment. I am responsible and about what my audience, the people in front of me, understand what I am going to tell them. Respect the work of colleagues. This is another very important aspect. There are so many students in the class. You cannot say, oh, that student's work is very, very bad and that student's work is very good. You should not do that. When you are in a class and all of you are doing a similar work, all of you are working on different topics, but they are the topics of your thesis. You should not put down somebody and praise another person. You should say that yes, in his own way, he has done a good work. Let the other people evaluate it. So this respecting the work of other colleagues becomes very important in the profession. You may not realize that now because you are into academics, but when you go into the field, you will find that people respect each other's work. A doctor will not comment on another doctor's conclusion. He will respect the conclusion of another doctor. Similar thing we need to do in practice because these are all professional courses. Strive continuously to improve professional competence. So teaching is just an end of certain skills and knowledge. Beyond that, you need to continually gain your knowledge and skills. Improve upon your skills because new softwares keep coming in the market. New exposure to another type of skill, they are available in the market. You might not have studied them. If you feel that it is important, you need to acquire them, try to acquire them. Promote climate of writers' professional judgment. So you should not have unprofessional practices. You should have the professional practices which are appropriate, which are accepted by the people. And I always tell my students, you need to run the basic distance. What does that mean? Desire of doing thesis in areas such as environmental planning, sustainability, green buildings, or a fantasy project. I have told you, Elon Musk project. It may be housing on moon. You can do that. It is all welcome. But then do not lose sight of what was taught in the 5 years or 4 years of design, the formative years that would soon be completed. So thesis has more relevance with whatever you have been taught than what you have not been taught. Housing on moon is a good idea, but ask yourself whether it has been taught to you in the last 5 years. If it is not, then it may be a fantastic idea, but then think twice and discuss with your teacher and find out whether you have accessibility of information. Then only you can venture into that. Otherwise, you should not. Testifying what you have learned from the past 5 years that shapes you as an architect or a designer is the fundamental need of organizing a thesis project. So what has shaped you as a designer in the last 4 years? That is the basis of doing thesis project. Remember, bachelor program thesis sometimes can be so enriched as to pass on as a postgraduate work. Remember that. So if you run the basic distance, if you have understood the principles of design, their applicability to your final year project, and if you are perfect in all those things, then yes, you can go ahead. You can do much more work than that. And you have you should produce a work that can be equated to a postgraduate level work, not a problem. But then not understanding anything in the past couple of years and aiming high for the stars is not a good idea. So run the basic distance first. In addition to that, how much you would like to top it up for your thesis work is left to you. It could be a postgraduate work as well. It is you need not to stop at that. Prepare for vocal presentation. And it's very important. And this is a very different topic. Sometimes if I get a chance, I would like to certainly give you some tips about how to go ahead with vocal presentation. But then vocal presentation itself is a very important aspect. I have seen a couple of students, they have no time because they are so much worried till the last moment in preparation of their portfolio and submission that they don't get any time about how to project their points verbally. And then they come in any way and they have been given some 10-minute slot, they talk something and go away without preparation. I think that's not how it should be. So vocal presentation is also equally important. Professionalism starts now. When I'm giving you this talk, and if you're thinking about doing thesis, this is the time to start. So you should have a professional approach to documentation. Your teachers would tell you about what is the sequence of documentation and how you should go about it. And that one need to follow. You should be able to praise your thesis work 10 years down the line. BR's thesis is no ordinary work. It is possible to design a publishable paper based on it. And especially it is very important for MArch people. MArch students are listening to this. I have a formula, like a reinforced cement concrete formula. 1:2:4. Have you heard about it? Yes. 1:2:4. What is that? If you are good at the design education and BR's level or architecture student, in your 4 years or 5 years time, you should be able to publish one paper. If you are at MArch level, you should be able to publish two research papers. And if you are doing your PhD, you should be able to publish 4 research papers. And that is what I call it 1:2:4. Just keep this in mind. If you do this way, I think you are going to be a very good student and you will have a very good academic record. One can get funding for the thesis work. Remember that. This is a very important aspect in life. And there are a lot of funds available for helping you go through your thesis work. Time frame setup and its self reviews for any adjustment is recommended. You have to have a time frame. And when I say professionalism starts now, means your time frame also will start immediately after completion of this presentation. That's the point from which your thesis starts. Your ideas start emerging in your mind, and you go ahead with completing your thesis. And you remember one thing, whether you like it or not, your end date of thesis is fixed already. So your last semester and last day is already fixed by the university. So you have got a very limited time. So if you start as early as possible, you will have much more time for yourself to do the thesis. Factors of dependency need to be accounted for. So in your thesis, you are not all alone. As I have told you earlier, that you are a solitary person. You have come alone in this world, you will go out alone from this world. Similarly, in the profession, you have come alone in the design education. When you go out, you are going to go alone. The friends will uh, they will part away from you, and you are going to rise in your life in profession all alone. So you have to have a high dependency on various people. First thing is that if you're working on laptop, you have a high dependency on laptop itself. Think about all these things. You have a high dependency on a printer where you would like to take your pen drive and get your sheets printed. So there are so many aspects on which you have high dependency. And these factors of dependency should be accounted for properly, much beforehand, so that you don't mess up at the last moment submitting your thesis work. And finally, prepare for on-stage performance. On-stage performance is facing the jury and explaining your design. And there has to be some preparation for that. Hand skills are essential. You might be perfect in your computer, that's welcome because that is today's demand, but that does not mean that you should not be learning graphic language and using your hand and brain together, which makes you different than any other person as a designer. Otherwise, if there is 100% dependency only on computer, and if your computer crashes, you are no more a designer. That should never happen. So keep this in mind, that although you have tools like computer, you have tools like graphic tablets, you have tools like smartphone with you, these are all the tools. And for some reason, these tools may not be accessible to you. If there is a power failure, the tools are not accessible to you. If there is a hard disk crash, the tools are not accessible to you. At that time, which are the tools with which you can work as a designer? Keep that in mind, and that is your hand skill. Brain hand coordination. That has to be primary for any designer. Now, your title, my title of my presentation is about design thesis, but then there are some schools, they accept research thesis also. And this is a small comparison between the research thesis and design thesis. There are couple of similarities and couple of differences. in research culminated into inferences that are validated for truth. Probably some of you may not understand, but just keep it in mind. Whereas design is culminated into design project through all stages of design development. In research, it leads to new knowledge, and in design, it leads to a new design typology or a new design typology solution. In research, it starts with a concept. Also in design, it starts with a concept. In research, your idea is important and the related research question is important. In design, your imagination is important, its presentation, and finally it is testing or it is theoretical testing by you and by the jury is very important. So these are some of the things that differentiate between research related thesis and design related thesis. So you need to just keep this in mind. Thesis advisor becomes very important, remember, for you. And if the student's idea is appreciated and nurtured, he or she gets motivated to do more and write full. So once a thesis advisor is given to you, a guide is given to you, it is your duty to keep in touch with the guide always, once in every week. Have an appointment, have a telephonic talk, send something to the person on email, get his advice. So you need to be in constant touch with your guide. Remember that. His guide is all in all for you. So in short, these are the 5 things that you need to remember from my presentation. Number 1, develop skills. Number 2, follow timeline. Number 3, lists tasks to complete. Which are the tasks? If you have listed 50 tasks, and if all these 50 tasks are over, finished, your thesis gets finished. So that is how it is related. Your tasks are the broken down aspects of your thesis. Work on thesis volume. Finally, your drawings will not be submitted. A small version of your drawing will be enclosed into a book, and that thesis volume will be submitted to the school. So how to put this thesis volume together? In fact, I wanted to give you a special lecture on that. Maybe some other time I would like to give you. But every university will have its own guidelines for how to prepare thesis volume. Follow that, because your university also must be having the guidelines. Follow security protocol. Security is the most important thing in doing thesis, because every stage, whatever work you have done, need to be well protected, and that one need to think about seriously. Well, more I would like to say something about thesis planning, site analysis, portfolio sequence, presentation. These are some of the aspects that generate from the main topic of doing thesis, but they are all need to be detailed out separately. But at present, think about that. These are the important aspects. If there is any chance, I would like to take up one by one, and I would like to give you a detailed input on this, maybe at a later date, maybe in some other presentation. So that is the last word, and I would like to, whatever I have summed up here, I would like to give it to you in a very structured manner. Great. So yeah. So structured way of going about it becomes very easy for some people to understand. So I would like to let you know about doing thesis means what. First thing is to start early. Second is to set timeline. Third is, yes, literature study you need to do. And as I've told you, that thesis is such a project, there are funds available. It all depends upon whether you are able to seek those funds or not. So I would like to quickly tell you about how to go about all these four aspects. And I have covered those aspects in my lecture. Only thing is that in a very systematic manner, I would like to let you know about some of these aspects and their subdivisions. So start early means what? Your time starts now, as I have told you. And what does that mean? Time starts now. And training time. Probably some of you might be having training. Design students may have training. Even MR students might go for training. That's the best period to decide about your thesis. And when you're thinking about thesis, think about the societal issue. As I have told you earlier, fetching from the news. And if it is training time, it is your own architect where you are taking training, your own designer firm where you are taking training. You have to consult them and try to fix up your thesis topic there. Your firm, your colleagues in the firm, they become very important. And if there could be a soon coming project, architect may have a very faint idea, a designer may have a faint idea that such and such product design is coming to us, or an interior design is coming to us, but it's not yet come to the office. It is just a hazy idea. You can pick up from there, and then that could be your thesis topic. Set timeline. Weekly progress you should set up. Count days. As I have told you, time starts now. So from now until the end of your last semester's day, when you are expected to submit your thesis, the end day is already fixed. Count the days and divide the days into various types of parts, maybe weeks, and try to find out what you are going to do in these weeks and create a timetable of your own. What are the needs to complete your thesis? You need laptop, you need drafting equipment, you need saving devices, you need printing. All those should be set up very early and approached them. For example, a printer can be approached and find out whether he will be able to print properly or not. There are some printers, they assure you they take a lot of money from you, but they don't do a good job. Think about all those things. Literature study is extremely important in doing thesis. I advise you to read magazines, read similar projects. Think about the building form, think about the designer form, think about the interior form. You are a student of interior design. How are the various interior designers have published their projects? How they are? What were the themes of doing that? What were the concepts of the interior designer in doing that? No, see through the photograph, see through the literature, and take down your own notes. Also go through the research papers. For that, you need to visit research sites. Your teachers will be able to tell you more about it, how to access research sites. And I think your university has got wonderful accessibility to research sites. Research papers, read them and try to find out how these research papers will influence your thesis. Also, you can conduct the interviews of like-minded people. And of course, presentation techniques are the most important ones that you need to acquire as quickly as possible, related to your skills that you have developed in the last 4 years or 2 years, or for architecture 5 years. I have been insisting about seeking funds. Remember that your thesis is unique. It's not a copy. It's your own original idea because you are a designer. So there has to be an element of originality in your thesis. Prepare a good project report. Think about the funds needed for your thesis. And then you need to approach the agencies. Which are the agencies to be approached? It could be science councils. It could be Government of India, particular section of Government of India, particular department of Government of India. I think more ideas you might get from your director or principal or some of your faculty members. They will be able to guide you in this. But then remember, architectural thesis also can get funding. You can also approach developers, manufacturers. They are ready to shell out some money for your thesis. Remember, if they feel that there is something that attracts them, they will be able to help you. So this is the entire world of doing thesis. I tried to capture this in a more structured manner. My presentation was more casual. It was like a dialogue between you and me. But at the end, I wanted to show you that it is more structured and it should be taken that way. So from this point of view, I would like to just sum up at the end, tell you that thesis project volume, that is book that you finally give it in your school and then leave the portals because you are going to get the degree and you are going to be in the profession. So the book is what is left behind in the school's library when a student graduates. It should be so good and satisfying that after a couple of years, when a student becomes a successful architect or designer in the profession and returns to the school on an occasion, and if he or she happens to see his or her thesis report, one should be pleased by its quality then. Even after 10 years, if you happen to see your thesis in the library, you should feel satisfied that yes, 10 years back, I had done a good work. So from this point of view, I had published a paper, an article earlier. I just wanted to show you because it must be there in your library. For you to just let you know that there was a magazine called Architecture Plus Design. I think it must be coming in your library as well. It is December 2007, in which I had written an article, Making of an Architect. And this is applicable to designer as well. So if you can go through the article, like the entire process, the first year, second year, third year, fourth year, and final year when you graduate, and then how to develop passion for your thesis, and what is the relevance that you try to understand through your thesis, how to choose the topic of your thesis, and design versus research. No, I had shown you one slide, but this gives you a little more information on that. So this is what I had written in 2007. So if you have access to your library and this old issue of A plus D, please go through that and read it. Probably some of the points might be useful to you from this. So with that, I would like to conclude my presentation. And thank you for calling me and being with you. I'm really very happy to be with MArch and BDay students. So Manjari ma'am, if there are any questions, can we take up that?
Thank you, sir. It was really an informative session. Participants, do you have any questions? Students from BArch and MArch?
If you have some lingering questions in your mind, or if you come out with some difficulties that, oh, I need more explanation on that, just write an email to me and put up your point there. Maybe that I will come back to you with my own presentation on that particular topic. I remember from Ahmedabad, one student had written to me that, sir, we do not know how to develop concept. And that was the starting point. No, I have taught for so many years, but such a basic question nobody had asked me earlier. So I took about a week or so. I prepared myself. I made a presentation and I posted that on my YouTube channel. And I told my student from Ahmedabad to go through that, and he was very satisfied with my explanation. So what I would like to tell you that if you have any question, any query at MArch level or at BDay's level, you can post that query to me and give me little time. I'll prepare on that and then get back to you so that some of your difficulties can be sorted out.
So thank you so much, sir. It was indeed an really good presentation. I hope it would have been very helpful for the BDS and MArch students.
Yep.
And it's really very nice of you that you are extending the support as well and asking the students to get back. And we were thinking of the same, sir. We will get back with the students, like you rightly pointed out. People do not open up. So we'll make sure that if they have any further questions, and those questions we'll try to take it up, sir, in a mail if they have, and then we'll get back to you if we need any more clarification.
Sure.
Thank you so much for your wonderful sessions, and hoping to
Yeah.
have you again here.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank
you,
you.
Manjari
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank
Thank
you,
you
sir.
so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
bye.
Great to have you.